One of the things I think is hardest about being single or perpetually single is the fact that, especially as you get older and everyone around you starts to like partner up, you are no one's priority.
When it comes to all the women I've reacted to in the history of this young channel, I don't think I've agreed with anyone more than her, especially given what she just said, as it's something I've been preaching about for years, even before I started this whole YouTube journey. But let's listen to her talk.
And I know that I'm going to get the coupled people jumping in on this conversation being like, even if you're in a partnership, it doesn't mean that you're the priority. I just need you to sit down for a second. Keep those thoughts to yourself, because I'm not saying that they're not valid, but this conversation right here is about how painful it can be to be always considered last, to be considered last among well-meaning friends and family who just have other priorities in order. They have their children, their spouses, and you just by default sort of drift to the bottom of that list.
Yeah, man, she's 123% right. I always see videos of women on TikTok talking about how being free and single is the best thing in the world. And honestly, while you're still young, it probably is. But when real life starts to take over and the people around you start to drift away because they've got their own stuff going on, it can really start to hit you. I'll share this with you guys in a little bit, but some of the comments that were left on this woman's video show you how isolating life can be for some people who don't have that special person to share things with. Now, is this going to be the case for everyone? No, it won't. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows like how people like to make it seem on platforms like TikTok.
It might mean that no one is actively going out of their way to like spend time with you, or they don't necessarily think of you first when they're doing an activity. And it's not that people mean to be hurtful, but if you go your whole life without it, you do start to feel the isolation of it. It's almost like the otherness of it, like you never come first for anyone ever. It's hard not to internalize that the longer you go doing life on your own. It can be so lonely and more wildly traumatic than I think people realize. And it's a small thing, but when you wake up each day and you know that although there might be people around you that love and care about you, nobody's wondering what you're doing with your day or how your day is going. That's not like the first thought that comes to their mind, or how they're going to help you get through your day. It just stings.
She was speaking facts towards the end of that clip. When you don't have your own family or someone to just do life with, you're not going to be anyone else's priority because they've got their own stuff going on. I'd say that I have a few close friends, but I'm not waking up with them every day, keeping them company, or necessarily going to be there every minute of the day if they end up going through something. Sure, as a friend, I'll be there as much as I can, but it won't be anywhere close to how much their partners would be supporting them. But yeah, some of the comments on this video were pretty sad, and I'm only going to show you guys a few of them right now. But trust me, the majority of them read exactly like this.
This is so true. I'm 35 and I'm realizing it every day. Not to get too dark, but I've realized that when my mom and dad are gone, I'll have no one that truly cares about me.
Going through cancer treatment single was so isolating. I had no one to take care of me and no one waiting for me at home. No one bringing me a cup of tea or sitting with me at infusions.
Honestly, I think this was the saddest one of them all. And I can't imagine what that must have felt like.
My birthday last weekend, I spent it all alone. Not one wish, not one gift, not one gesture, just pain and loneliness. I went out to watch a movie and get a snack, but I was still doing everything alone. It hurts.
People don't understand. I've been single for 15 years and can attest that it truly does change your brain chemistry. I've been forced into independence and now can't imagine ever being with someone.
Now, I don't know what any of their dating histories are like. Maybe they had terrible partners, or maybe they let that good guy or girl go because things just weren't exciting enough. Whatever the case is, I think it's important to think about what your future might end up looking like if you continue fooling around or entertaining people who just don't have your best interest at heart. Anyway, someone did reply to her video saying that she should just get new friends because obviously, the ones she has now aren't very good. So let's get into it.
This comment was made in response to a video I made about the pain of never being prioritized. And this was actually a comment that I got pretty frequently in the comment section, like, you just need better friends. Your friends suck. You deserve better friends. I can't speak for like the whole of humanity on this topic, but I actually have really great friends and I don't fault them for putting their spouses or their kids or their own family members above me. I truly don't. And it doesn't mean that they just completely forget about me. But when you are a perpetually single person, you are just constantly aware that you are always considered last.
Exactly. It's not like her friends don't think about her at all, but they have their own families to worry about. So it makes sense that their needs will always be prioritized.
Not necessarily maliciously, not because people forget about you, but because that's just the way things are. The world is designed for coupled folk. It is also not necessarily easy as an adult to make friends and to get to the level of friendship while you are like someone's ride or die. Like, that takes time to develop that kind of trust. And I'm not saying this as there's no solution ever. Everyone is just doomed to this loneliness. It's just more to recognize the pain point. And that is, if you are chronically single, a late bloomer, someone who has always been single, or newly single, you are painfully aware that you're at the top of nobody's list. And that's what the purpose of my video is. When you consistently rank last, even with the people that love you the most and that you love the most. And there's no malicious intent behind it. It's just kind of how the world is. That just sucks. And it is a hard thing to live with. This isn't a solutions video. This is just this is why it's not as that easy. At the end of the day, single people just don't want to be forgotten by the people that love them. And that's the reminder I wish we could give the world.
Yeah, I mean, nothing she said in this video was wrong. And if certain people take this whole living independently thing too far, they might end up falling into this trap. It might not happen while they're young or even during early to mid-adulthood. But one day, their phone will stop ringing and they'll find that the world's become a very quiet place. I've got just 2 more comments I want to share with you guys before we close this thing out, so let me quickly get through them.
When you're coupled up, you have a default person. Someone to Netflix with and do boring errands with, or even go for a walk. My married friend lives 30 minutes away and isn't looking to me for companionship.
Sometimes your friends, no matter how good they are, just aren't going to fix the specific loneliness you're feeling. I have great friends. They aren't my partner. I don't wake up to them or come home to them or show them all of my vulnerabilities, weakness, or shame. It isn't the same.
And I couldn't have said it better. But I'm curious about what you guys think, so share your thoughts down in the comments so we can chop it up.